Hey guys, coming at you with another quick video. Well, actually, I don't know how quick it's gonna be, but um, there was actually a couple of people that were asking me about how to improve their gaming performance, and I'm pretty sure you guys may have seen videos of this out there on YouTube already. But I figured I would just make another video anyway, just for the heck of it, for my subscribers that may not have seen or may not even know about this yet. Basically, a lot of the limiting factors of people's game performance, it basically comes down to them not having enough RAM in their system, period, or having enough RAM in their system but not having enough of it free due to having a bunch of unnecessary services and things like that running in the background. And especially if you got one of these AMD APU laptops, the more RAM that you have freed up, the better, because since the GPU that is attached uses system memory, the more you have free for the GPU to basically suck up and use for your games, the better performance you're going to get. Now, I'm not saying that if you've got 4 gigs of RAM, you're going to, by releasing RAM, you're going to see, a huge jump in your FPS, but you'll get more stable performance. Even if you have to put your settings at low, you won't have your frames per second just jumping all over the place necessarily, because your computer is not choking, trying to struggle to get that extra memory from the other programs. Now, I used to use a program called Game Booster, and as a matter of fact, you can see it right here. Now, Game Booster 3 was good. It would allow you to defrag your RAM and close the unnecessary programs and services and things like that. That was cool. But I decided, I've seen this program online and stuff like that for years, but I never really actually used it. And so I decided to give it a try. It's called Advanced System Care 5. Now, they have different versions. The latest one, I believe, is a 5.2 beta or something like that. But you can download any version that you want, really. But this program is chock full of stuff, and they have a free version and a paid version. I personally decided that it was worth it to go ahead and purchase the full version. So I'm gonna just show you what all it has in it. Okay, let's decide later. I'm not gonna update. Now they've got a quick care module, and that pretty much what it says. It's just a quick little tune-up for your PC, and what that'll do, I'll show you in just a second. You can remove temporary files and clean your registry, all that good type of stuff that you really need to have to maintain an optimal performance with your computer. And you can set it to automatically do it, or you can have it automatically update and everything. And the deep care does a lot more. It goes deeper into your registry and everything like that, and cleans up a lot of unnecessary stuff that not only takes up your hard drive space but sucks up your RAM. A lot of people don't realize that when you have, for example, when you uninstall a game or several games and the shortcut is still hanging around on your desktop or something like that, or in your programs folder, the deep care will go ahead and the quick care will do this too. It'll do a shortcut cleanup, and it'll get rid of all that, because even if the game is actually not there, just the shortcut being there, your computer has to load the shortcut into it has to load the shortcut up with everything else, and that if you no longer have the game there, then that's just wasted memory. And it also does hard drive tuning for you, all types of stuff. And as you can see, I haven't done this in a couple of days, actually like 3 or 4. So I've got to do this later, but it's well worth it, and it doesn't take that long. And you've got a toolbox here. You've got an internet booster, smart RAM, which is pretty much the same thing that Game Booster 3 does. It basically defrags your RAM and free, but the only difference between that and this RAM cleaner on here is that you can have it set to automatically, smart and intelligently free up memory. It's just pretty much like other memory management resource and other, like there was a program called RAM Booster. I don't know if any of you have ever used that, but I used to use that years and years ago, and it basically runs in the taskbar while you're doing whatever you're doing on the internet or playing games or something. Whenever you're idle or something like that, it automatically frees up more memory, so it's not just, you know, trapped or lost. So that's pretty neat, and they've got a bunch of other stuff I'll show you. But the coolest thing that I found is the Turbo Boost, and not only will it allow you to configure, I'm not going to go through and do this again, but I'm just going to explain it to you. Just like Game Booster 3, you can have it you can select which programs you want to have closed that you're not going to be using when you're playing games and things like that. Or you can select everything that's on your checklist, and most of the stuff that's in there you don't need when you're playing a game. But more importantly to me is that it allows you to disable the Windows arrow theme while you're playing, because the Windows special effects and everything that takes memory away from your GPU that could be being used. And when you're playing a game, you're going to be in the game, you're not going to be looking at your desktop or anything like that. So there's really no point in having it enabled while you're playing at all. And you know, once you get finished playing, you just click the restore button, and it opens all of your other processes that were closed, and it restores your Windows arrow theme. So if you want to go back and, you know, web browse or something like that, you'll still have a good visual experience. But while you're playing, you don't need all that crap. So, you know, that's one thing I really really enjoy. And let's see, I was gonna show you guys the, well, let's go to details. I was gonna try to go to full view. Here we go. And you can click the full view, and it'll tell you all of your available programs. Now, if you have the free version, some of these will not be available, or it'll have a upgrade, an upgrade button to it, and then next to it. So, but like I said, it's got the registry cleaner, privacy sweeper. It cleans out your footprints and cookies and things like that. And I mean, it's not that you can't do these things manually if you know what you're doing, which is a lot of it's very simple stuff, but it just makes it a lot quicker. So you don't have to open this and open that and shut this and close this down and all that. This program does it for you, and you can uninstall the program, and it cleans your disk. You know, file shredder gets rid of a lot of your personal unnecessary files. Smart RAM, Internet Booster, Startup Manager. It's just like typing. The Startup Manager is just like typing msconfig in your start menu, and you know, choosing which programs you want to start up as soon as Windows boots up. Registry defrag, Smart defrag, and then also they have the Game Booster, you know, incorporated in there. They've got an undelete feature, which I haven't used yet because everything that I've deleted I've meant to get rid of. But just in case you delete something, you don't have to get a third-party software to scan your hard drive or your recycle bin or anything like that and undo anything. This program will do that too. Shortcut fixer, the disk doctor. If you're noticing inconsistencies with your with your hard disk or something like that, you can use that, and it'll perform some diagnostics on it. Internet Explorer helper, excuse me, I can't talk today. System Explorer, security holes scanner, process manager, driver manager. It'll help you keep your drivers up to date, so you'll have no excuse not to have your drivers up to date. Malware fighter, clone files. A lot of this right here is a really useful tool, because a lot of times, including when you're installing games, you'll have a lot of the same files, especially if you download games that use, say, the redistributable package from Microsoft. I found like probably about 8 of the same update in my control panel. This gets rid of that, so you just have the one that you need. Auto shutdown, disk explorer, system information, empty folder scanner. And it gets rid of all of your, like when you delete a game, when you get that message that says some portions will have to be removed manually or what have you. A lot of times they're talking about leftover files and stuff, and even when you completely delete a game, it usually leaves the folder, so that if you ever want to reinstall the game again, it doesn't have to recreate a whole new folder. It just reinstalls to the same folder in your program files menu. But if you don't, that also, over time, that can take up needed disk space. So rather than you have to go through and manually figure out, okay, do I still have this game on my computer? And especially if you've got a lot of games like I've got, for example, quite a few of them, you don't always remember which ones you deleted and whatnot, so you use that and it scans all your empty folders and it gets rid of them for you. So yeah, I highly recommend that. I highly recommend this, rather. Let me go back to classic mode, and this thing is just so feature packed. I absolutely love it, and it's quick and it's very light. You really don't even, especially if you got especially if you got like a dual multi-threaded computer, you will not even know that this thing is running at all. And it pretty much runs in your system tray when you boot your computer up. So it's just awesome. And like I said, it's not going to make you feel like you've just brought a new computer if you're trying to play like the latest games or something like that, but it will keep your computer as stable as possible, and it'll keep it running optimally. And you can set it to, they have different settings. You can set it for either configure your computer for gaming or business or work or something like that. So that's pretty much it. And like I said, I highly recommend you guys use this, because it's fully featured, and it really does help your overall computer performance, not just in gaming, but it'll keep your computer healthy, so that you don't have a lot of registry errors and things like that going down the road. And playing games and stuff like that, us gamers definitely have to keep our registries clean, because when you download and install games, it makes a lot of changes in your registry, and things can get corrupted if you don't keep it clean. So go and download this thing and give it a whirl, and just really use it on a regular basis, and you should be okay. But it will help your performance out in certain games. But you still need to have a strong GPU. Still you have to make sure that your computer at least meets the minimum or recommended requirements for the games. So I don't want anybody to think that if you've got a dual core CPU and you're going to try to play Battlefield 3 at ultra settings, that using this is going to help just because you have more RAM free. That's not how it's going to work. So yeah, if you guys like this video, like it, and You can share it with anybody that might need to see it or whatever. And subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.